Chargers fans, prepare your hearts, because something huge just exploded in Los Angeles. News that absolutely no one had predicted. The kind of information that turns the locker room upside down, changes planning, raises alarms, and shakes up players, staff, and even opponents. And before the national press starts scrambling, you'll find out here, now, firsthand. Who's involved? What happened within the franchise in the last few hours? And, most importantly, what will be the immediate impact on the season? I'll tell you everything in minute detail. So, if you're one of those who proudly wears the lightning bolt on your chest, like this video, activate the bell and subscribe, because what I have to reveal today could be the beginning of a gigantic change for the Chargers. After the dramatic 22-19 victory over the reigning Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles, in overtime, Chargers fans could finally breathe a sigh of relief, feeling that the team had rediscovered its fighting spirit and ability to compete at a high level. However, this sense of relief was short-lived. On Wednesday, a real cold shower fell on the franchise. Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey appeared as limited participants in practice, immediately raising the alarm in Los Angeles. The team itself confirmed the information in an official post, making it clear that both are dealing with physical problems that could directly impact their preparation for Week 15. In Ladd McConkey's case, the receiver felt a problem in his foot, apparently during the game against the Eagles. The injury helps explain his performance, which was well below what he had been showing. Only one reception out of 5 passes thrown his way for a modest 12 yards. A performance far below the standard McConkey has set in 2025, as he has accumulated 695 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 59 receptions so far. He had been one of the most important pieces of the offense, both in creating separation and in his versatility within the offensive system. Now, he enters Week 15 not only physically limited, but also surrounded by doubts about his mobility, explosiveness, and pain level, something that could completely alter the game plan. Justin Herbert is in an even more delicate situation. The quarterback played against the Eagles with an injured left hand, and it wasn't a simple discomfort. Days before the game, he had undergone surgery on his non-dominant hand, making his presence on the field practically a demonstration of courage. Even without being fully recovered, Herbert started in Week 14 and faced an absurd amount of pressure. He threw for 139 yards, scored a touchdown, suffered an interception, and completed 12 of 26 passes. But what really shocked was the fact that he was sacked 7 times, accumulating a loss of 33 yards. 7 sacks on a recently operated quarterback is hard to believe. This season, Herbert has totaled 2,981 yards, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a 65.6% completion rate. Impressive numbers for someone in their 6th season dealing with constant pain, pressure, and physical limitations. He's fighting like a true warrior, but his body is starting to take its toll. And it's precisely this combination of wear and tear, injuries, and high risk that sets the stage for the issue that exploded today behind the scenes with the Chargers. Many people had been commenting for months that Jim Harbaugh seemed simply unable to see or unwilling to see the obvious problems with the Chargers' offensive line. For many fans, this always sounded like an exaggeration, a natural noise amidst the team's rebuilding process. But after the game against the Philadelphia Eagles, broadcast in prime time for the entire country to see, this perception gained strength like never before. Everything became blatant, explicit, impossible to ignore. While Justin Herbert was taking hits, running for his life, and doing everything he could to keep the team competitive, the offensive line literally crumbled snap after snap. And this time, there was no blaming injuries, bad luck, or external circumstances. The numbers spoke for themselves and were brutal. The statistics demolish any excuse. The Chargers finished the week with the worst pass blocking percentage in the entire NFL, with only 53.9% efficiency, an absurdly low number for a team that depends so much on its quarterback. Mekhi Becton, signed as one of the most important pieces of the offseason, someone who arrived promising solidity and strength on the interior of the line, simply finished 52nd among all guards in the league that week. A performance that shocked even national analysts. And, to complete the chaos, Herbert, who is still recovering from recent surgery on his left hand, had to lead the team in rushing yards. He ran 10 times for 66 yards, many of those runs forced, escaping from defenders who crossed the line as if there were no block. In other words, besides throwing, Herbert had to run, improvise, and expose himself even more to the risk of further injuries. But what really ignited the fans and deeply irritated analysts was Harbaugh's reaction immediately after the game. When questioned about the collapse of pass protection, he stated that the communication wasn't perfect and that the running back position can do a better job. In practice, this was interpreted as an attempt to blame other areas: communication, scheme, running backs. Anything but the offensive line, which had clearly been the biggest problem of the night. For many, it was the last straw. For over a year, Bradley Bozeman, the center and team captain, has been criticized for inconsistent performances. Mekhi Becton, the front office's big bet this offseason, is being called a fiasco by analysts who expected much more from the player. While it's true that the loss of Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt, the two starting tackles, has a direct impact on the unit, the general consensus is that Harbaugh is diverting attention from what really needs fixing. The feeling is that this saga is far from over, and meanwhile, new chapters continue to emerge. Speaking of news, on Thursday morning, the Chargers made headlines with an announcement that surprised many fans. The team decided to bolster the roster with the signing of tight end Tanner McLachlan, a name that may not be very familiar to the general public, but who has an interesting history and potential that caught the attention of the coaching staff. To make room on the practice squad, the team opted to release rookie center Josh Kaltenberger, a decision that suggests the franchise's immediate focus is on strengthening its offensive arsenal, especially given the team's recent difficulties in maintaining consistency on offense. But who exactly is Tanner McLachlan? The player was selected in the 6th round of the 2024 draft by the Cincinnati Bengals, and in the same year also chosen in the 6th round of the CFL by the Calgary Stampeders. Despite this, McLachlan never played an official NFL game. He was cut in August, before the start of the regular season. But his story doesn't end there. What truly fuels the Chargers' interest is his solid college career at the University of Arizona, where he excelled between 2022 and 2023. In his first season with the Wildcats, McLachlan recorded 34 receptions, 456 yards, and 2 touchdowns, numbers that already drew attention to his production capacity. The following year, he raised his level even further: 45 receptions, 528 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Clear growth, showing evolution, versatility, and an ever-increasing understanding of the game. Furthermore, at the NFL Combine, McLachlan reinforced his image as an athlete with impressive physical attributes. He ran the 40 yards in 4.61 seconds, an excellent time for someone who is 1.95 meters tall and weighs 109 kilograms. This demonstrates a rare skill set, combining size, strength, and speed. He proved efficient on short routes, quickly creating separation, and also dangerous deep, something that can be extremely useful in play-action situations or calls designed to exploit mismatches against slower linebackers. And why is this signing so important now? The Chargers have been facing serious problems at the tight end position, with the group dealing with performance fluctuations and physical issues. Incorporating someone with raw potential like McLachlan could be an attempt to breathe new life into the offense in the final weeks of the season. He arrives without immediate pressure, but with real room to impress, and the coaching staff seems confident that there is something to be polished there. And so, fans, we continue to follow every detail of this decisive moment for the Chargers. If you want to continue receiving everything firsthand, with direct analysis and no fluff, give the video a thumbs up. That really helps the channel grow. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. Let's go all the way. Bolt up.